What comes to mind when you think of the word church? Some people think of a building, perhaps a tall steeple, or maybe a sanctuary of some kind. Maybe you think of long rows of pews, or a choir in long flowing robes. Some people may even think about stained glass. Some churches have all of these things, and some have none. The successful churches, the ones that do what God put them here to do, understand one thing. A church is about people. It's about people in the community, connecting and supporting each other, and serving those outside the church. People focused on learning more about God's plan for their lives. Come along now and listen to the people of Providence, how they came here, why they stayed, and how they're growing.
My name is Caitlin Carlton, and I came to Providence with my parents about, I think, 6 years ago. We had been looking for a Methodist church in the area since we moved here, and they actually left it up to me to make the decision. And as soon as I heard Jimmy's first sermon, I came home, and Dad wouldn't let me go out with my friends until I could tell him what the sermon was about. And Jimmy's were the only sermon that I could remember or take anything away from, and I kept wanting to come back to hear more. I loved every single one of them, and that's why I still stay, because he can speak to me where I am on my faith walk. And I've been involved in cell group, and it's also kept me going, and I love every minute of it.
And the question is, how did we get here? And we got here in a car, and why do we keep on coming? Because who else would watch all these futile children at one time?
Well, that's a good question. What brought me to Providence? My family and I have been in the area for about 3 years, and unlike my husband, I didn't grow up going to church. And once we had children, we knew that we wanted our children to be part of a church family and for the children to learn about God. And what keeps us coming to Providence? I'd probably say, for me, I pretty much am inspired by Jimmy and the things he has to say on Sundays. I enjoy coming and listening to his message, and it's been great getting to know the folks here at Providence.
Hi, my name is Maze Howard, and my wife Clarice, and daughter Elizabeth, and son Jarrett. We started with Providence United Methodist a long time ago on the old yellow floor up at Braylon Elementary, just about 10 plus years ago, and some good friends invited us. And I have to say, it's been good friends that have kept us here time and time again. Not to take away from Jimmy's sermons at all, but it is the people here, and we love the people, and it's just a great place to worship.
When we first moved here, one of our neighbors introduced us to Providence. We were looking for a very friendly and close-knit congregation, and that's what we found in Providence.
My name's Will Ellison, and my favorite thing about Providence is definitely the atmosphere, because everybody's just so nice and everybody's just funny, and it's also fun. And the reason I come back is my dad kind of makes me come every week. He just makes me, he's connected to the church or something, but whatever he makes me do, I just come every week. But that's the reason why I love Providence so much.
Hi, I'm Lindsay Davis. And I'm Ronnie Todd. And I like Providence because it's really welcoming, and everybody's just really nice to you. And all my friends come here, and it's always really fun. I like Providence because everyone, same as Lindsay said, is just really kind to you. Right as you walk in the door, you know that they all love you and care for you, and it's just, Preacher Jimmy makes the services really fun to listen to. And so even though I don't really go to this church, I still love coming back to Wednesday night dinner and youth group, and that's why I love Providence.
Hi, my name is Jordan Moore, and I'm Savannah Lane. I like Providence because I like going to the choir, and some of my friends come here, and you feel very welcome right when you walk in the door.
I like to go to Providence because all of my friends go here, and I've been here since I was born, and I know most of the people who go here. I know that everyone loves me.
Hi, I'm Nick Pate.
And I'm Tyler Rain.
The reason I like Providence is because it's fun because of all the activities. like youth and Project 54 and Journey 32, and it's just so welcoming.
How did I get to Providence? Well, the bishop in 1995 said, Jimmy, Beth, go to Fayette County, start a new church. And what keeps me here? Well, to be honest with you, my wife enjoys living in a house, and she encourages me to keep coming to work. That's the bottom line.
I'm Colleen Burba, and I've been coming to Providence with my family for approximately 2.5 years. We stumbled upon Providence driving around the neighborhood when we were new and came in and immediately felt like this was a nice family atmosphere, and so we stayed. The children's program is wonderful, and my kids feel so connected when they're here.
Hi, I'm Chris Ann Pickard, and 3 years ago when our family moved to Fayetteville, we were told about Providence by some family friends in the area. They told us that the preacher was excellent, which he is, and that they had a wonderful children's program. And there is a wonderful children's program. We came one Sunday, and as soon as we got in the car, the children deemed that we should take the family vote right then and there, and they said this is where we were staying. It has been such a welcoming, warm, friendly church that we have had no desire to look any further.
Well, my name is Dan Lane, and what brought me to Providence was a job. And what keeps me at Providence is a job. No, seriously, this is a great place for me to raise my family, and we're having a wonderful time here learning more about God together as a family.
We came to Providence because we were lost one day, and we came here and asked a bunch of questions, and Leslie told us everything we ever wanted to know. And everyone was so friendly. We never even looked anywhere else. Providence is awesome. They are very good at welcoming new people and connecting them to the rest of the community. What about you?
I came to Providence because my mom took.
We came to Providence because I went to Peachtree City United Methodist Church as a high schooler, and Clay Jacobs was the minister there when I was there, and he was a big influence in my family's life when I was in high school, and I heard through the grapevine that he was a member here, and we came on the last Sunday that Clay was here, and I kind of felt that that was very serendipitous, that his last was our first, and so we've been here ever since and don't plan on going anywhere else. Too friendly, too close of a family in that area.
My name's Sarah Burney, and I came to Providence about 10 years ago when I was about 4. They used to do, when you went to children's church, they passed out a piece of candy to everyone. You know, like Starburst and Sweet Tarts and stuff like that. I love Starburst. And like, God plus candy. I like that idea. Hi, I'm Hillary Hayes, and the reason that I come to Providence is because in July I went on a retreat called Chrysalis, and Jimmy worked there, and I really enjoyed hearing him speak, and so I decided to come here and hear his lessons and his preaches, and I decided to stay here because I got a lot out of it, and I've been to a lot of different churches around here, and this is the one that I got the most out of, and I got a lot of relationships that I didn't have at my old churches.
I'm Stan Moore. I guess what brought me to Providence was the bright yellow floor and my younger sister Allison. Second phase of my life, what kept me here was I was single and there was an attractive woman I was pursuing. And what's keeping me here today is the sermons have evolved, and they're pretty good now.
I'm Barry Painter. My wife Tracy and I came to Providence because of the children's offerings and musical. We came, the first Sunday was a children's musical, and we were overwhelmed about the opportunities it provided for our dream of a family that we did not have at that time. And now our 3-year-old Luke and our little girl Melody here are growing up in this church, and this church provides a wonderful community for all of us.
Hi, I'm Matt O'Neill, my wife Chrissy, Jackson, Grayson, and Eden. We started going here the first church service that they had. What brought us here was the fact that Chrissy went to school with Jimmy, and what keeps us coming is the friendship and the fellowship that we receive each and every time we come.
And I think what really drew me to Providence was actually the real feeling of the Holy Spirit when I walked into this building, and how everybody just seemed to have a heart for God here, and that really just drew me here, and it's what keeps me coming back.